I used to hear, what is prudence? Let's start from what the dictionary says about prudence. Prudence is very important. Prudence is good sense in dealing with practical matters. Sometimes people call it common sense, street sense. Good sense in dealing with practical matters. And these are things you develop. And that's what we're talking about. I believe there's an impartation that will take place, but also for us to discuss it, for you to understand it and learn to be prudent in the things that you do. Prudence is good sense in dealing with matters. Whatever you do, if you don't know how to deal with matters, you will not succeed. The reason people fail is because they don't know how to deal with matters. They react. Instead of what? Responding correctly. They act without knowledge. They act without a plan. They act without strategy. And that's why many people fail. Prudence is a better way to put the word diligence. It's a better way to put the word work. Prudence. Let's move forward. Look at that. Prudence is good judgment to consider consequences and act accordingly. Don't just act. Consider the consequence. Consider the consequence. A prudent person does not just act. He says, what's the consequence of this? Why will I not fool around with young girls in the church? Because what's the consequence of a prophet? Where is the honor in it? What's the consequence of this lady saying, he slept with me, he touched me, called me to his office, he was not touching me? Where is my honor? I think of the consequence of it. That consequence is enough for me not to behave like that. Some people don't think, they just do rubbish, and at the end of the day, they say that I'm sorry. No, prudence is good judgment. Consider the consequence. If I borrow this money now and I cannot pay, what will happen? What will they say? What will they do? What will be the embarrassment to my family? I will not borrow the money. I will work hard and ensure I do it without borrowing the money. You think of you don't just do things. Consequence. The reason you bring shame to yourself, shame to your life, shame to your family is because you take actions without considering the consequence. Consequence. You have been driven by your feeling. Now they've slept with you and finished everything, and you now get up and say, hey, me. You did not consider the consequence of going to a man's house in the first place and sitting with him on his bed. You didn't consider the consequence of going out to lunch with a man alone, and then there's nothing serious going on. You follow him to his house. Were you not thinking about the consequence? Now you're pushing court case. What about the consequence of your actions? 3, prudence is carefulness in managing resources. I've met many people who cannot keep money. They cannot. Money comes, money goes. They are a big hole. They have a big hole in their hands or in their pocket. Your ability to have a leftover money, even though you see many things, is prudence. Ability to manage your resources. I like this thing, but I don't need it. Ability to separate between what you are feeling and what you need. Prudence. Delayed gratification. I have the money, I'll keep it. You don't always have to know what to do with money. The first thing to do with money is to what? Keep it. Then when what to do comes, you will now gladly bring out what you kept to do it. Because God provides ahead of situation. But when you spend it and the situation comes, there's no money. A person that spends all he receives is not prudent. It's not. Carefulness in managing resources. So let's move forward. So read it. What's prudence? Read 1, 2, 3, go. Let's have that. Move forward. The virtue of prudence. Move for me, please. 1. Prudence as a force of diligence is an inner virtue, trained or acquired, that attracts the wisdom for a matter. It's an inner virtue, whether it's trained or acquired, that attracts wisdom. Prudence attracts wisdom. When we go forward to talk about prudence, you will know why prudence attracts wisdom. But let's look at some scriptures. Proverbs chapter 8, verse 12a. I, wisdom, I dwell with prudence. So wisdom will always go where prudence is. Where do you stay? I stay with my auntie. Prudence says, where is wisdom's address? I, wisdom, I live in Prudence's house. That's what he's saying. I dwell with prudence. So wisdom will always gravitate towards a prudent person. So instead of looking for wisdom, develop prudence. You will be automatically wise. That's why the next scripture, look at what the next scripture says, Proverbs 16:21. The wise in heart shall be called prudent. You cannot separate a prudent person from a wise person. The wise in heart shall be called prudence. Look at that. So, can you separate them? A wise man, a prudent man. Can you see it? Because they live in the same house. Wisdom says, I go to any house where prudence is. That means if a person saves, wisdom will come there. That means the person thinks and deals with matter wisely, considers the outcome, the consequences of things before he does. Wisdom will say, I'm coming. If a person says, let me think about it. This thing I want to do, is it good? Wisdom will say, I'm coming to your house because you are a prudent person. This morning, do I really need this thing I want to buy? Wisdom will say, I'm coming there, I'm coming. Wisdom gravitates towards prudence. Move for me. Number 2, prudence is the inner virtue that trades in knowledge, seeking to find answers for success. Prudence shuns deceits and assumptions. Have they closed the door? Yes. Then we go and say, what's wrong with you? Why is the door not closed? I told Jide to close it. Look at you. Prudence does not work by assumption. Neither does it want deceit. That's why it avoids assumption. It doesn't want to live in deception. Prudence wants to always know that I got it right. Therefore, he will check again and again. In the same Proverbs chapter 8, verse 12, where we read, it says, I, wisdom, I dwell with prudence. And what? Find out. I find out. So, wisdom and prudence walk in the same line. What do? Find out. Please, leave the knowledge of witty invention. Focus on find out. Find out. Come on, say, I find out. I told Jide to close the door, but I want to find out if the door is closed. Jide, is the door closed? Hey, I forgot. Look at you. Jide may forget. And you have told Jide you did not find out. You are not prudent. At the end of the day, you lost your job because the door was left open. Someone came and took everything. But you were instructed and you told Jide and you never found out whether Jide did it or not. You are not prudent. I find out. Prudence says, I find out knowledge. So prudent deals in knowledge. Move for me. Look at that in Proverbs chapter 13, verse 16. Every prudent man dealeth with knowledge. Dealeth with knowledge. You are dating somebody, you don't know him. You don't know anything about him. I like him. He likes me. Where is his father? Where is his mother? Where did he come from? Is he a graduate? It's like kind of. Yeah, yes, he's a graduate of computer science. Have you seen the certificate? A prudent man dealeth with knowledge. You say you want to start selling cement. Okay. How do they bring the cement? You don't even know the business. I said something to them yesterday. 2 business to avoid. Yes, business that you don't know and business that you don't have time for. Yes, business that you don't know and business that you don't have time for. Don't try it. You waste your money. Never give someone money to start a business that he doesn't know or that he doesn't have time for. Because a business you have delegated that you have not built. It's only a built thing that you delegate. You delegate a starting thing, it will die. Therefore, what you don't have time for, don't bother to start it. What you don't know, don't bother to start it.